A hashtag is trending on social media, and it has to do with the Confederate flag, except in this case, it is a disastrous idea. The hashtag is no flagging challenge, and people are basically encouraged to go to private property and rip off the Confederate flag should they see it. Now, the no flagging challenge dares people to destroy privately owned Confederate battle flags displayed on people's homes and vehicles. This is a bad idea because someone's going to get shot and someone's going to be killed. And even if you dislike the Confederate flag, as I do, you cannot go to people's private property and tear down their political speech, regardless of how much you disagree with it. This is a horrible idea.
Okay, let's break it down. Number one, you got to understand that you're actually on the wrong side there. Not because I'm with the Confederate flag. I think I've made my views on that fairly clear, including a moment where I said, fuck the Confederacy. So, but we don't want it in public ground, because then that represents all of us, and we do not want to be represented by that flag. But we have freedom of speech in this country and freedom of expression. If someone wants to hang that in their yard, that's their right to. Okay, as much as it bothers us, as much as we're opposed to it, and then the second layer of that is you go destroy that property. Well, you've committed a crime, and you think it's civil disobedience. It's one thing when you do it to a public statue. I'm uncomfortable with that too, but I get that that is civil disobedience, right? I wouldn't do it, but I understand the action. But if you do it on private property, that's not really civil disobedience. You're not rising up against the government. You're rising up against your neighbor.
Exactly.
And you might not like that neighbor, you might not like him, you might find it abhorrent, right? But even if the guy had a Nazi flag, right? So it's as bad as it gets, right? You don't have he has the right to hang it. That is part of what America is, as abhorrent as it is. And you don't have the right to tear it down or burn it or do anything to it.
Right. So let's say you are a progressive that has the rainbow flag on private property. No one has the right to go into your home or to your front yard and tear it down. And also, if someone is flying a Confederate flag in their front yard, chances are they live in a southern state, a conservative state. Chances are they have very lax gun laws. Maybe they have something like the Castle Doctrine or Stand Your Ground. They could legally shoot and kill you and get away with it. So don't do it.
Yeah, Anna makes a great point. Castle Doctrine. You enter somebody else's property, man, if they shoot you, they're going to get away with it. They just are. Don't invite that. Don't invite the violence. It's not good for the person whose property you're going on and possibly destroying some part of his property. It's certainly not good for you. It's not good for the cause, because then all of a sudden you look like the bad guy because you're doing the wrong thing. It's just a terrible idea overall. And look, now, if you say, hey, wait a minute, look at what they did to us, I hear you. Like, for example, could you imagine if civil rights advocates went in and grabbed your Confederate flag and then burned it on your lawn? How mad would Southerners be? What if they took a cross and they burned it on your lawn, right? I mean, look, what happened to black people in this country was horrific, 1,000 times worse than somebody ripping up a Confederate flag. I mean, after they burned the cross on your lawn, then they lynched you, right? So I understand all that, but that doesn't justify doing anything wrong today, okay? There's a proper way to fight back. There's a constructive way of fighting back. There's even certainly a constructive way of doing civil disobedience. But this ain't it. Two wrongs don't make a right.